Alright, welcome back for another update. It's April 5th, Monday. I'm home from work this week, so we've got pre-market action right now. Market opens in about 2 more minutes. So I've got my big list of momentum stocks I kind of been following. We'll take a look at some of these. The first one I got up here is a CTRM. I would avoid this stock. It's been up really sharply, and now it's in a momentum downtrend. This morning it's down almost 23%. That's not reflected in the chart right here yet because we're still in pre-market, but it's down here at 57 cents, down around the 100 period moving average. I was just looking at a weekly chart on this thing, and this down move really looks to be just in its infancy. Not sure how much farther down this will go. Could come down here near the bottom of this red cloud. We still have this downtrending red cloud, and you can see how we kind of reacted near the top of that. This can be considered a sell signal, this long pin here. All right, we got market open. So we just opened up right down here. We're actually getting close near the bottom of this cloud already. Not sure what the bull case is on this stock. Basically, I just look at the technicals, try to help you guys read and understand the charts so you can make your own decisions. Try to make trades based on technicals so that you can protect yourself from downside risk. Something like this, if you were in this momentum trade, this was a big sell signal when price dropped below the Kijinsen line, and then we got this TK cross. Okay, so this is all bearish price action. Now we're below Kijinsen, and now we're below this cloud. It's a nice flat area of the cloud right here. This is strong resistance. Sundial, I'm not a big fan of this stock. It's not getting much of a boost this morning pre-market. It's not even up 1%. In fact, it's going in the red now, right over here. So we do seem to be getting a rebound in some of these based on economic recovery. Good jobs report from what I read. AMC, I'd be careful with this. I think it's just about run its course. We're below the cloud now. Area of resistance here at $11. I was surprised we got above it. It looked like we were just going to keep rallying above the cloud, but we came back down into it, and you can see we tested the top of the cloud a few times right here and failed. So I'm not liking this for long position. I think that sure, the economy is recovering and whatnot, but when you look at this chart on a long-term basis, you know, this chart wasn't all that great even before COVID. So this was a COVID crash here, and this stock was getting hammered well before that, all the way back in from 2019. So I really don't consider this an investable. I think this is just a big hype trade. 4-hour chart here, and we've come below the cloud on the 4-hour chart. So yeah, I would avoid this. PLTR, I took a trade on this based on this base it's kind of putting in here. I draw these lines, they're not carved in stone. Just I look at price action and where it seems to be getting a bounce or reversing. It is still up an awful lot from where it began, but it's had a decent retracement. I think I looked at this with Fibonacci, and it reacted to a Fibonacci level. So it occurred to me that I was drawing the Fibonacci incorrectly. You start from the bottom, the lowest low, and drag to the highest high, and include the pin bar. So we've got our Fibonacci level here that we've kind of been reacting to. We fell below it. It's a 61.8% retracement. Uh, 76% is down here. So this seems like a decent level to trade from. But we do have this downtrending cloud to deal with. So I'm treating this as a swing trade, a pullback swing trade. So I like to look at a 30-minute chart for that. And I want to see the price trending above a green cloud for my pullback swing trade here. Looked like we were going to get a TK cross here already. But that's okay, we're still above the cloud. It's just a 30-minute chart, so these signals are not that reliable for 30 minutes, but you can see with the chart history that once we fell below the cloud here, this was the major top, it looks like, back in March 15th. Let's see here. Yep. March. This looks like more like March 28th or so on this chart. Okay, so yeah, for this momentum swing trade, I'm looking at that 30-minute chart for this. Tesla, nice snack back this morning. It's up $40, $41 a share, 6%. Look how it's come right here to this resistance level. So this is kind of a strong resistance area right here now. You see how price has been reacting here. We kind of got a mess of candles all right in here. We've got the Kijinsen line right here, which is remaining pretty flat. Price may get above this. We haven't had enough of a downturn in price. We didn't get a new low. Strong sentiment for this stock. It's kind of a market has kind of a love affair with this stock. We may get above this Kijinsen line here. Then we've got this flat area of the cloud, which is pretty close to that. This is my major resistance I drew where price fell below the cloud. This is where the big momentum sell-off started. Traders thought it was a buy opportunity. See, we just got oversold really quickly here. Bounce back, oversold again, bounce back. A lot of congestion and resistance right here at about 706. This is about 720 area here. Key resistance is 760. I think I'd call this a resumed uptrend if we can get above 760. Let's look at a 30-minute chart. Yeah, see, we're already getting a little overextended here. So if you want to trade this, I would wait for a pullback. You know, this thing's already gone a little crazy here. Maybe by the end of the day, maybe we'll see something like this. This was a Friday trading day. We jumped up and then we pulled back. So morning, gap up, maybe pull back. If you want to get in this, I'd try to get in a little bit closer to the cloud here. Like I said before, the further you get away from the cloud, the more likely you are to pull back. Still on a 30-minute chart here, NEO. I took a swing trade on this. I'm not really a big fan of this chart, but hey, if it makes me money. So yeah, quite a bit of downtrending resistance here. We've jumped up right here to, we're kind of in between the Kijinsen and the Tenkan-sen. So we're kind of going to bounce between support and resistance on a very short-term basis. And then we've got major resistance, downtrending resistance. Now we've got a 50-100 moving average cross coming in here. We've got a downtrending cloud. So I'm treating this as just a pullback right now. And I'm probably going to take profits on this little swing trade soon. If we can get up here closer to the cloud and the downtrending 50. I'll just take my profits on this trade probably and wait and see if a new uptrend can resume, get back up here above the cloud. But for now, I'm just seeing this as another selling opportunity. One thing of interest, the reason I did take this trade, this could be a bottom because we have the 200 period moving average coming in here. We've reacted to that twice, and I'm seeing this area of support forming right here. And as far as Fibonacci, let's see how far we retraced on this. Okay, I need to keep reminding myself we drop from the bottom to the top. Okay, yep, we got a Fibonacci level right here. The red line is right with the green there. That is a 50% retracement. Surely that's not 50% of this move, because I mean I could just eyeball 50%. But yeah, it's coming in as the 50% retracement level. So we did react to a Fibonacci level there and 200 moving average. So that's kind of a strong reason for a trade, I think, for short-term swing trade. If you wanted to try to stay long, treat this as an investment, I would definitely look for price to stay above this 200 moving average. And like I say, watch out for the cloud here when you see it react. So let's normally get a reaction here. We may pull up to the cloud and we may see a price, excuse me, hugging the bottom of the cloud, and then eventually try to make it through. So these patterns take time to work out. We're not just going to go straight like that and everything's fine and dandy. We got some pretty big momentum moves here, but see, we're above the cloud. There wasn't any significant downtrending resistance to deal with like there is now. So this is going to be a totally different type of price action now. I think that we're below the cloud than what we had over here. GameStop, it looks like people are taking their profits from here and putting it into some of these underperformers, like some of these other ones that we're looking at here that have just gotten hammered. So yeah, we're below major resistance here on GameStop. We tried to get above it, and so this is a major resistance area now. This 267 to about 250 area. We'll just call it 250. Strong resistance there. I think this is you're gonna see this burn off. It's another one I look at a long-term chart. It just does not make sense. Okay, does this trend make sense to you? This is a trade, so you got profits, you take them, put them into something else that's underperformed to try to keep your account growing. I wouldn't just sit in this and think it's just going to go back to 500 up here, 460, whatever. SOS, this chart's not looking too good. Very weak move this morning. I'm seeing more and more red showing up in some of these. This morning's move is already burning off. This could just be temporary. You know, we get a big pop in the morning, it sells off, and then they pile back in. ZOM, I'm out of this trade. This thing failed. We're now below the cloud. I see this thing possibly coming down to about $1. We're getting a pretty big push down here. Ideanomics. Don't really like this chart. Got a lot of downtrending resistance now. This flat area here is major resistance at about 350, 355. This stock looked interesting, but this thing's already made a big move. If you took a swing trade on this, I'd probably be selling it right here. If you manage to get in here down at the bottom, but I wouldn't be getting in right now. This major downtrending resistance right here. So some of these just jumped up to this resistance levels real fast. So strong bullish sentiment for this stock, obviously. Like I say, these patterns take time to work out, so I think you can, if you want to get in on this, you can get in on a pullback, maybe down around here, around 28.70, closer to $28 maybe. I really doubt this thing is just going to go straight up to new all-time new highs here. We've had a moving average cross already. The 50 crossed 100, and we seem to be reacting to that downtrending 50 right here. It's like this morning's move is already bleeding off a bit. I really don't go by intraday price action, but I don't like to chase momentum, so if you missed this, I would just stand back for right now, wait for it to come back down, and be supported by the Tinkinson line here. See the Tinkinson line coming in? We're already way above it. So this thing is just already kind of left without us. If you're not in it, we're getting a TK cross right here. So I would look for a pullback at least to this Tinkinson line. Genius Brands, I drew this trend line here. We'll see if it holds. I heard that Reddit pumpers were messing around with this stock, so this is one that I'm in. I took half my profits up near $3 because it's gotten there twice here, and big pin bar there. So I think it's interesting. I was treating it as a long-term investment because I think it's kind of interesting. We're getting back to this this kind of range it traded in for a long time over here back in 2018. Kind of getting back into that range there. So yeah, if you want to try a swing trade on this, this 178 right here looks interesting. Look for this trend line to hold. We're getting some weird signals with the cloud here because this thing is so volatile. We're not getting a really good uptrending cloud or anything to really support it, so price action is just kind of crazy. CCIV, I drew the support line here. We've reacted a couple times. If you're in this, I would look for this $21 level to hold. I drew another support area down here about 1760 based on these few candles right here. I think this has a, where we've reacted right here, I think I drew that out as a Fibonacci retracement level. And we went below it. So this is 76% retracement level right in here. After that, there's no other Fibonacci level to look at without going back down to 100% retracement. So I'm not getting, I'm not seeing support really from Fibonacci unless you want to call this 76 level. And then DM, this chart's not looking too good. This is okay, ZKIN. Not real familiar with this stock. Technically, it's in an uptrend. We're seeing the beginning some support from the cloud and the Kijins in here. So it's holding its uptrend, but this big red candle here in this top is going to be major resistance now at about 1450. Yeah, some of these are already burning off. Fuel cell. Yep. Let's see what the 30-minute chart. I'm in this trade too as a pullback swing trade. So we're getting a TK cross on the 30-minute, but we're still above the cloud here. So yeah, I got into these on middle of last week. What looked like a reversal signal to me. Was it? I don't think it was this one here. This is a pretty strong green candle. This is kind of a reversal signal right here. The long wick and a big bullish candle, and we didn't get that low again. So this looks like it could be a bottom at 1155. Let's look at that on the daily chart here. Yeah, it was right here. Yep, that's where I drew my support line. So I took a trade base off of this support area right here. And I'm basically trading it as a pullback. Plug power, not looking too good. Still looks like the downtrend is wanting to resume. This morning's move is bleeding off. We're already down about 1% on that one. RIOT, these are looking weak. Tilray, this looked like it was going to try to snap back. I'm seeing kind of a support level right here. Let's go ahead and draw that. Right in here. See these wicks that, so many times we failed here, we tested, then we made a big bullish move and got it on top of it. We reacted to it here, dropped below it intraday but closed above it, closing above it on all these spots. So we should look for this to hold. This $21, 21.04 is actually, but about $21. If this breaks, no telling how far down we go from there. This is a pretty big sell signal here. This this big doji, and then this big bearish candle right here. So I'm not really liking this chart. Roadblocks, not enough chart history here to give us good technicals, but if you want to trade this, I'd look for it to stay above the Tinkinson line here now. So on the daily chart, we're getting a Tinkinson line there. 4-hour chart, there's not enough chart history to give us an Ichimoku cloud yet, but we're starting to get some of the Ichimoku indicators. This looks like it's a Kijinsen line right here. And we're trying to trade above that here this morning. 30-minute chart, we're above the cloud on the 30-minute chart. Kind of putting in this this floor right here. See how we've got these candles that have all reacted to this area. Big oversold, big bullish candle here. This looks like it's trying to find the bottom here at about 64, 70, 65. Let's just call it 64.50. 64.50. Where's that at? Right around here. Yeah. Let's draw that so we can look at it in the future here as we're analyzing this. There's our support level there. Nicola, this has been in a downtrend for a while. Kind of in the middle of this downtrending channel. NAK, never been much of a fan of this stock. I think the mine is interesting if they can get it going, but I watched about an hour video on that, and it just seems very unlikely to me that that the people in that area are going to allow it. So we had a nice big push up there, and now we're bearish. We're down below, we're back below the cloud here. Gevo, this has been kind of interesting. We're still inside the cloud here. We're still kind of undecided if this is going to try to hold an uptrend or go back into or try to resume its downtrend here. But I don't really see a good downtrending line, but I'm seeing a kind of a major resistance area forming right here. We're reacting to that again today, and then good support area down in here. So we're kind of bouncing between the support and resistance. Yeah, I'm seeing more and more red now. This morning's move is bleeding off here. Snapchat is one I've been watching for a couple levels here. This support level here at about $49 looks interesting. Now we're reacting to this resistance level right here based on these wicks and price action. We have along in here, I drew that as resistance. We are above this downtrending Tinkinson. Now, like I said, it takes time for these chart patterns to work out. They don't just go straight up. So, well, this is kind of interesting here. We gapped up at the open, sold off, and now we're kind of reacting to this uptrending Kijinsen line on the 30-minute chart. If you want to swing trade this, I'll just look for it to stay above the cloud on the 30-minute chart here, which is actually gives you a pretty wide stop loss. Depending on where you got in this, that might not be a very comfortable stop loss based on just a short momentum trade. This is kind of short-term support right here. Let's draw this. You see these candles here, how they got above it, and now they're reacting. Right here we resisted, got above it with a nice bullish candle, and now we're being supported by this area. Uptrending Kijinsen here. This would give you, if you bought right in here at this $53, and give you about $1.50 stop loss, or closer to $2 stop loss, because you'd want to see candles closing below that break of support there. So basically what I look at when I make these trades is the daily candlestick close. Okay, this intraday price action that we're seeing right now with the market open is kind of insignificant, but it is interesting. I'm seeing a lot of these turn red now. We had a lot of green pre-market, and now there's just a lot of red especially with these momentum stocks here. Let's look at some of our S&P 500 stocks. This is actually my portfolio here. AMD, well, I have some of these that these are some trades that I took with ZOM, GVO, PLTR. PLTR is looking strong. And it's still up about 4% this morning. Thirty-minute chart. Boeing, Disney, Generac, Apple, all in the green. There's a lot of green in these S&P 500 stocks. Walmart's up about 2.5%. We may react to this downtrending cloud. We're already above this flat area right here. And for my long-term investments, I really don't use Ichimoku unless it's something that's just gone really skyrocket crazy, and then maybe I'll take profits at a TK cross or try to get back in if something's just been way overbought and then oversold. So Walmart here, we react to this long-term trend line right here, and now we're seeing it test this cloud. So I did buy more Walmart down in here along this trend line. I like that. Costco, same thing. I bought more Costco down in here. Didn't quite get back down to that trend line, but there's more than one way you can draw it. We have other lows here that we react to. McDonald's had a good sell-off. Not quite as stable of a, it's still in a long-term uptrend, but I don't have a trend line drawn on this. There's more than one way you can draw these things. So something like that maybe. So our bounce here looks to make sense. This is kind of going to be resistance now, so I think you're a little bit late for this move now to buy it right here. We may see a pullback when we get to this previous high right here. Microsoft, 52-week high, it looks like. Yeah, not the best place to get in. You're just chasing momentum if you try to get in right there. I think I take a long-term approach to these, and I look for opportunities. So I bought these down here at the COVID crash. I think that was just like the opportunity of a decade, really. And I'm just going to hold these long-term. Normally I'm working. I'm just too busy to trade, and something like Microsoft, I don't treat it as a swing trade. This is a long-term investment for me. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up for this morning, and I hope that helps. Just be careful with this this push up we're having now, and try to get in on a pullback. Find your support areas. All right, that's it for now. Maybe I'll check in again tomorrow.